Hi there, I'm Beth with MessyMarriage.com and another edition of Sloppy Joe Time. Today I want to talk about the sloppy expectation I think a lot of us face in marriage, especially once those little ones come along. My husband and I have 3 sons, and when especially the first one came along, I had this overwhelming feeling of love for that little guy, and my husband did too. But it was like I was the main caretaker of our 3 sons, and when the first one came along, I just was blown away by how much I could fall in love with a little guy like that. It overwhelmed me and it consumed me. And of course, taking care of a baby is a very consuming job, and you really order your life around it. You put on that mom hat, and in my case it was almost like I was putting on a mom hood, and I could not see life or my husband or the relationships around me without looking at it through that mom hood, which, if you really think about a hood, kind of blinds you to the needs of others around you. And so I would, my husband was very much involved and loved those little boys that we had, and who are now quite budding young men. And at the time, I just kind of told him, you stay over there, and when I need a diaper changed, or I need a break, or if I need you to feed the baby, then yeah, come on over. But otherwise, just stay over there in your corner, okay? While I sit here and rock and sing lullabies to my little guy. And it was hurtful to my husband after a while. And I know that we had arguments about this, and I realized at some point, thankfully, I think God certainly opened my eyes to the hurt that I was causing my marriage. And I really worked at trying to balance both being a mom and being a wife, and always being present for my husband in the day, and making our marriage the foundation that we built our family on, instead of making our children the center of our marriage, which seems to be a common issue. I deal with a lot of women who have that struggle and don't sometimes even realize it. But I see the destructiveness of it, because it creates this sort of shifting sand under our children's feet. They need the solid foundation to know that their mom and dad are for each other, not just for them. And so I would encourage you, if that's an area you kind of feel a little bit of, yeah, that's me, I would encourage you to kind of take a long view and see what areas you could scale back and focus more on your husband. And I think that will give you and your child a better sense of security within that family, within that marriage. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again for another Sloppy Joe Time.